Good morning, Rabbi Isai. If you were wondering where Avi Gargir is, here he is in the Lakewood Lock Bike Shop. Shkoyach. If you're wondering where Dr. Avi Factor is, his daughter became a Kala last night. To Shmaya Reichman's son. That's a good shiloh. Rebelli, you've been talking a lot lately about stepping up to the plate with sponsorships, and rightly so, because you do so much for us. Your commitment and dedication to Shir is beyond comprehension. I attended your scene in Miami, Chicago. Hopefully I'll attend some more in other venues in the future. Meantime, I'm happy to step up and sponsor Shir in the Schus for Shlomo, for my wife, Yehuda Leah Basar Chavu, at surgery last Wednesday. Here's the video with the dedication. I know I should have been home tending my wife's needs. It's unbelievable, this email, because I got this after I was thinking this, and I discussed this with my chavrusa. Sometimes people do things that the wife doesn't appreciate so much, and we're going to have a whole sugi of Meir Heter. No, my wife would, if she would know, she would really want me to do this. So here he is. I know she should have been home tending to my wife's needs, but she told me to enjoy Father's Day, so I did. Okay. I can't believe there are people fetching about Amud Beis. Mike Chessel, Peretz, Chessel, and Herman, intellectual property lawyers. Here's the video, Rabbi Isai.
Good morning, Rabbi Isai. We're here on the beautiful Loxahatchee River in Palm Beach County, Florida, enjoying the paddling. No northwest, east, or south winds like we discussed in this week's daf. I'd like to dedicate a shir, the schus of refuah shlema, for my wife Yehuda Leah Basar Chava. She had surgery on Wednesday. She should have a complete refuah shlema, along with all those in Klal Yisrael who need it.
Amen.
And we should keep on dafin. Shkoyach.
Reuven Teller, Shalom Rebelli, I heard you said that Rav Sternbach and Rav Alter wear tchelis. What is your source? So I got a bunch of emails like this. One of the very famous Magdi Shurim, Rabbi Leibowitz, I think, he wanted to know, I think people are so they're right. I shouldn't have said it's stam. I mean, there's rumors and people are talking about it. I don't have I didn't see him wearing tchelis. I said I heard. There's guys in the car were schmoozing about it. It was an article in the Kikar Shabbos that said so, but it doesn't mean anything. And then there's this letter that somebody says that he spoke to Shol Alter, and here, what's his name? Forgot his name here. Here's his name. Yoel Alevi Miller. That he says 100% you have to wear it, just I'm waiting for the G'daylim to say, and he says, but you're a Gadol. He says, no, I'm just waiting for the G'daylim. Anyway, a quick note about the impact of Yoshi Zard. At the recent scene in Toronto, someone gave me a booklet of Yoshi Zard from the Darim, and it's now one of my most prized possessions. The pictures are so well done and intriguing that I felt compelled to review various sugyas in the Darim just so I could figure out what the reason we're referring to. Just wanted to send you this to show you appreciation for Yoshi Zard, which continues to inspire people to learn even months after creating the pictures. It would be wonderful if hard copies of the booklet, blah, blah, blah. Yishai Norris, your Talmud since Masechet Shabbos of Buffalo, New York. Gevaldik. Yesterday you said that the Olam Chutz La'aretz, this is from Moshe Rivkin, he said the Olam Chutz La'aretz never met Yoshi Dardis. He actually was in your sukkah on Chalamoyed Sukkos, and you introduced him at the beginning of the shir in Ksubas Tzadik Ches. This guy is a bucky in all the daf. Also, regarding turning the daf, and you also interviewed him.
I did.
At the Siyum. Yeah. Also, regarding turning the daf sponsorship, there was a period of time, about a week or two during Psachim, that there was no sponsorships. There's one point that you said, at least I got rid of the Mishigas of turning of the daf sponsorship. A week after that, someone sponsored it and you picked it up again from there. Mamsha Bucky. I personally think it's not necessary. It may be B'dil Torah, as you're in the middle of learning, and then you have to stop and do sponsors. Maybe the sponsorship should go in the beginning. Well, here's the point. People sponsor the turning of the daf because they want to be in the turning of the daf. They don't want to be in the beginning. Maybe if they would be in the beginning, they wouldn't sponsor. I don't know. I don't want to take that chance. It's still a lot of money. How much is it? It's over $1,000.
But the history is because you kept on forgetting to say it. And it was a reminder that you were...
It was a reminder for me to daf, and then people said turning the page. So we made a whole thing that if you sponsor, then you can decide if it's turning the page or turning the daf. Bekitzer became turning the daf. However, I think the new Zoom movement is definitely B'dil Torah, as that takes up more time. Okay, Rabbi Isai, it's B'dil Torah, but it's not B'dil Torah, because think of it as a break to go to the restroom. Okay? Sometimes you have to take a break, clear your mind for 30 seconds, and you go weiter. Okay? That's how I think of it. You don't like it?
$1,000.
Most people in America are not on Zoom. The kids are yelled, do not do Zoom. So Be'ezer Hashem, today we'll do Zoom. Moshe Rivka, Michael Cohen. Yeah, I'm gonna get them. Choshev guests we have over here. These are two people that just wrote in yesterday that they really enjoyed the 8-minute Chazara. Where is it? I am too busy to do a whole daf, he says, which is a bunch of baloney. Who's too busy? You don't have 40 minutes during the day to do a daf Gemara. Tzaddik, Michael Cohen. What are you doing the whole day? Just making money? Let's go. 40 minutes. You can do it. You're not in the car for 40 minutes. You can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a voice note. I'm not going to play it. From a guy in the shir who says that he was driving his car yesterday and he was watching the shir while he's driving the car and he hit somebody. And he wants to know if MDY could sponsor a little bit of the accident. That part was a joke, I hope. The Kitzer, Michael Berg, also says he really enjoys the 8-minute version. Maybe we could do a shir that doesn't have the jokes and doesn't have all the stops and the sponsorships, just 8 minutes. Without reading the emails. Michael Berg. Okay, Be'ez Hashem is coming back one day soon. Yesterday, my son Cheski and I made a siyum. This is somebody else, on Tainus. B'chol Yegudayev. Unbelievable. Rabbi Isai, he made a siyum with his son. Baruch Hashem, we got to use an MDY Gemara and the Amoritz Gemara. We used the charts from the app. It was very helpful. Shkoyach. Rabbi Isai, the koil is sponsored by Mr. Anonymous from Lakewood. The refuah shlema for my mother-in-law, Shalom Sester Baz Bela, and the sponsor of the koil, Eli Nishmas, Zechariah Ben Moshe, Eli Nishmas Betzal Ben Moshe, and Eli Nishmas Betzal Ben Moshe. The Masechta, sponsored by Moshe Banda, to thank Hashem that I'm able to thank Him for everything that I have. The Parnas HaChodesh, Eli Nishmas Chaim Bas Yosef, Parnas HaChodesh, Hashem should open up all the tzinorot bracha for Baruch Tzvi Nissim ben Shoshana Lea. Parnas HaChodesh, Jeff Rosner, sitting next to Yaakov Rosner, not related, right? Not even related. Maaser, too, and remain the Ilui Nishmas, Yosef Simcha, Chaim, Ben, Shlomo, Yehuda, and Neshama should have an aliyah. Paras HaShavua, Avraham, Kahen, Neshama, of Emuna, Rivka, Bat Binyamin, who was 20 years old. She was a girl in his community who passed away, and her father and brother are missing their Torah learning because they're sitting shiva. Paras HaYoim. Brain intact, unleash your full potential, should be Dusha, tremendous success in all my endeavors. Parnas Hayoim, Michael Chassel, and Schos we said already. Parnas Hayoim, Dani Fine. In the Schos of my father-in-law, Getzel Meir Ben Chanasara, who will be having a surgery today. Dani, I'm just curious, because I could ask you, because you're here, is the pshat like you had to shorten those words? They just didn't fit in? Oh wow, only 85 characters. Thank you, Hashem. I see F-I-L, B-N, the culminate Zachen here. Thank you to Hashem. I only get it. If it's written like a Gemara language, I get it. Rosh Tevis, the whole thing. If it's not, then I don't have what's flying. Thank you, Hashem, for the mind-blowing miracle in Parnasa. It happened b'schus hadaf, seriously. Okay, whoever you are, don't forget the Maaser. Ozani. Oh, that is the Maaser. Okay, Yishkoyach. He made $1,800. Unbelievable. That cost $180 to say. Ozani for the yard side of Elchanan Ben Dovid Hacohen, Eli Nishmat Yechiel Eliezer Ben Yitzchok Meir, and Rivka Rochel Ben Chaya for a shidduch for Tzadok Bat Leah. What happened to his 85 characters?
Some people get in touch with me.
Tzadok. For Tzadok, Tzadok Bat Leah. Ozani for the yard side of Elchanan. Okay. Oh, and finally, Rabbi Isai, we have a choshev guest here, all the way from Muncie. Please make sure Yehuda Bencher gets a good get over here. I don't have to do a get over because he's here. Sponsored by MAP. Miza, who's MAP?
It's a long story.
It's a long. What's your name, Nachamal? Yehuda Bencher. You want to tell the other what happened? He's here in Eretz Yisrael also to thank Hashem for miraculous recovery from an accident. Got hit by a car while you're riding a bike. You broke your neck.
Broke my neck, broke my leg.
Broke your leg. Unbelievable. But you started doing the daf ever since. I'm kidding.
What saved it?
Year and a half. That's what saved him. Were you thinking the daf when it happened? Like, is that why it happened? Just don't say that. The insurance is watching. Okay. Dr. Ari, in fact, I said mazel tov to you when you weren't here. Rabbi Sai, we're looking for volunteers. Taki is back in town, and he's back at Shamshi Schlaffer's house. So if anybody could take Taki for 3-4 weeks, how long is he here for? Shamshi, you're enjoying 3 weeks from now. Taki, thank you. I love it. Shkoyach, thank you. And all the guests, Shalom Aleichem. I just want to remind the Olam that in less than 2 weeks, the second volume of Gittin is coming out. So bring your friends, bring them all. What do you want to tell me? That your relative, a Rosner, got engaged to some sort of a Stefansky, like a second cousin Stefansky. Eli Stefansky was a very, very good friend of mine. He actually taught me a lot about real estate. He was nifter at a very young age. And his daughter is engaged to a Rosner. Tehila is engaged to your brother's son. And now we're related. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You see, it's because of your birthday, the whole thing. Rabbi said, holding a brand new Mishnah, brand new Sugya. Daf Amud Beis. Sponsored by Eli Friedman. Nishmas. His dear father, Chaim Avraham, Shalom Ben, Yisrael David Alav Shalom. Ein Almana Nefras Menichse Yisoymim Ella Bishvur. When Almana comes, she loses her husband, and she's suing the estate for her ksuba. She wants her ksuba. She must swear. Nimnu milashbia. There's a point in time that they stopped making a shvuah. And we're going to see what the problem. Shvuah is very, very severe. So for her sake, they said no more shvuah. No more shvuah also means, guess what? No more ksuba. There is no ksuba for an almana, according to this. Just before I forget, there's a minhag, the Sfardim in the house here, right? There's a minhag I heard that Sfardim swear at their chuppah. Anybody hear this? No? Never heard it. You're not a Sfardi. You know what? You're not a real Sfardi. No? Judah, yeah? Do they swear, not swear? I don't know. I don't know. Something they're gonna be good to their wives or something. I don't know. Anyways, the Rosh Hashivas, the Ashkenazim supposedly won't do it. Won't do a chuppah like that if they swear. Okay, fine. Hiskin Rebbe Gamliel Azog. She's swearing that she's entitled to her full amount of ksuba, whatever it is, that she didn't benefit and took from during the marriage. The husband said, "Don't buy that coat," and she bought it, and she said, "Listen, I'll buy it, but don't worry, I'll take it off the ksuba at the end." He says, "Okay, fine, take it." She has to swear that she never took any money off the ksuba. Hiskin Rebbe Gamliel Hazaken. Again, we're continuing with Rebbe Gamliel Hazaken's takanas. Sheteinoi deres leisoimim. She should make a neder instead of a shvuah. She should make a neder. She should take a vow. Kol mashi yirtu. Anything they decide. So let's say they know she likes sweets. They can tell her, "Listen, make a neder, take a vow that you never had that you won't take any sweets. If you benefited before from the ksuba, you took some money once upon a time, you're never going to eat donuts again in your life. You're never going to have chocolate." And she says, "Okay, I'm taking that neder." But anything that they know, or something even more severe, you can never eat nourishing foods. You can't breathe, whatever it is, something that she'll die from. She'll be over the neder. And then she'll go ahead and she'll take the ksuba. In other words, a shvuah, as the Gemara is going to say later on, could kill her, could kill people. But a neder is not so severe. Yes, the both. Issa deraisa, check this out. You can't take an oath, a shvuah la sheker. It also says, Ishki Idar Neder Hashem, V'yachal Dvarai. We learned all Masechtas Nedarim. You're not allowed to go back on your word. They're both Dairaisis. But the punishment for a Shvuah is much more severe. Yeah. It is in the Aseret Sadebers. I don't know if that makes it more severe, but okay. It happens to be that the Shoshana Lea brings they shouldn't swear even on emes. And he brings because Yanai HaMelech had 1,000, his family, they had 1,000 cities. They lost it all because they used to swear on the truth. There are times that it's a mitzvah to swear on truth. You have to know what time. But if Bezin tell you to swear and you swear, that's a mitzvah d'oraisa to swear on truth. But it's time to swear, like we, in America. I swear that this is what happened. Or in Hebrew, I need shbalacha. It's like a slang. You got to be careful. Very dangerous. Ha'edim choismen al haget mipnei tikun ha'olam. Mid'oraisa, they don't have to sign. They sign on a get because to save the world, to save problems in the world. V'hillel iskin prusbol mipnei tikun ha'olam. So this we saw the other day. We'll just go over it again quickly. The Shemitah is mishamet achayiv. It gets rid of all loans. So what you do is you give something like this. You do a shtar prusbol, and basically you're giving over your loan to the Bezdin. Bezdin, they are the ones that demand payment, and you just do the shlichus for the Bezdin. You're like Bezdin shliach to go after the guy. But it's really like Bezdin's loan to take care of. But it's a tikkun olam, it's a trick. He'll devise the plan to get around this pasuk in the Torah. The pasuk says that all loans go bye-bye. Well, people were smart and they stopped lending money. People can't do business, they can't do anything. So in order to circumvent that, he created this prusbol. Says the Gemara, Ma'iri Almana, why do we say that Almana has to swear and make a shvuah? Afilu kuli almanami. Anybody coming to take from the estate should be required to make a shvuah. If you come and the Yisayimim have no clue what's going on, you say, oh, your father owed me money, and here you have some real estate, so if you have real estate, you have to pay. What? Where? Swear, bring it, make a shvuah. We're going to get into it more. A shvuah is a scary thing. So then why does the Mishnah say that the almana, as if she's different than anybody else her late husband owed money to? Anybody, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, anybody in the street has to make a shvuah. So too, his late wife, or his wife, his almana, his widow, should also have to make a shvuah. Says the Gemara, almana is tzricha le'tzokat chamina, mishum china, top of Amud Aleph, I think that this is a very interesting halacha. We want women to feel comfortable getting married. We don't want to scare them away. Say, listen, if you lose your husband, you lose your ksuba. Maybe they made it a little easier for her. She doesn't have to swear. Maybe she doesn't have to swear. Because if she has to swear, so then she won't want to swear and she won't want to get married. It's very interesting. Kamash Malon, even an almana has to swear. Everybody has to swear. Everybody has to make a shvuah if they want to take money out of the estate. Says the Gemara, Nimnu Milashbiyah. So then there was a period of time where they said no more shvuah. My time, what's the reason behind it? If it's because of Rav Kahana, Rav Yehuda, Rav, because of Rav, a very scary story. A person asked an almana to take care of his money. Here's some money. Hide it. I'm going away. I'm coming back soon. Make sure it doesn't get lost. She thought she's doing a gavaldik idea. She took it and put it into flour. I think people do that, right? They take money, cash, they put it into something, they put it in the refrigerator, so just in case. The freezer, because the Ganovim don't know about this trick. And don't tell anybody. So, and that's exactly what happened. She took the money, she put it in flour, put the flour in the freezer, and she figured the Ganovim are not going to know about it. But guess what happened? She didn't know about it. she completely forgot about it. Va'afatu bepas, she made a bread from it. Says the Gemara, unbelievable. She's a tzaddikus. She made the bread to give away to tzedakah, untanatu la'ani, and then she gave it away to a poor person. So it just reminded me of the Maaser where, here's a picture, by the way, before we forget the picture. A picture made just for MDY. It even says MDY on his clothing, embedded in his clothing. Here it is. You can see the golden coins in the bread. And if you look a little weiter, look at his face for a second. Okay. There's a from Yid. I forgot to look up the story. I should have looked it up again. I said the story a while ago when it happened, maybe a year ago. From Yid bought a desk on Craigslist, and he brought it home. And when he was putting it together, he found $100,000 or something. A guy in Arizona, he found a crazy amount of money. How much? Now $90,000. You're like Shlomo Rosenberg with the Trumas and Maaser chart. It's not 100, it's 99. So you got to, okay, fine. $90,000 to be exact. But boys, I just want to say this. I hope the Olam is not watching. The Olam that's not supposed to be watching is not watching. La halacha, you're not allowed to give it back. Unless, of course, unless you're going to create a Kiddush Hashem. So, yeah. But of course, we have Hilchas Hashem Saveda. In certain cases, you should ask your Rav, it could be usher to give it back, unless, like he created a big Kiddush Hashem, was on the news, and fine. For him, the Kiddush Hashem it's a tremendous thing. It was worth more than $90,000. It was $90,000 Kiddush Hashem. Okay. Kitzer, she gives it to the Ani. The Ani cracks open the bread, and he finds golden coins. Or maybe he didn't find them. Maybe he ate them. I don't know what happened exactly. Now the guy comes back. Excuse me, I came to get my money. She looks around everywhere, can't find it. She made a shvuah that the poison should hit one of her children. This is Rabbis, we have to remember this story forever. It's an unbelievable story with halachas and details. She made a shvuah that she didn't benefit whatsoever from the dinar. Whether she paid him back or not, she's a shomer, shemichinam, b'shvuah, she could get out of it. Maybe she did pay him back. Maybe she just wanted to clear her name. Look, I didn't have any benefit from your coins.
Yeah, she had spiritual.
How did she have benefit?
Gave it to tzedakah.
No, she didn't give tzedakah. No, it's not. You can't. It's somebody else's money. You don't give tzedakah with somebody else's money.
The thing that she gave.
So she gave bread. She didn't benefit from the coin. How did she benefit from the guy's $1 million coin? You'll see in a second how. Amru loyhayu yamim mu'atim. Just in terms of the poison, the famous Maaser with Nancy Astor who told Churchill, if I was married to you, I would poison your tea. And he said, if I was married to you, I would drink it. What, it's the first time you heard it?
Say the other one. Better line.
No.
Churchill. He said, man, he said, you're ugly. She said, you're drunk. He goes, I'll be sober tomorrow.
But that is mamish, no shaykh to the sugya. This has a little bit shaykh.
Churchill, you can say the lines and say the good.
But it doesn't say anything about Churchill. It says Sama Mavis. My kid should have poison. My kid should be poisoned. Anyway, so, but once we said Churchill, Avada, you could say other ones. Yeah. Anishba, fine. Says the Gemara, a few days go by, one of her sons indeed died because she swore. When Chacham heard about this, and they said, she swore the truth. She made a shvur that she didn't benefit, and she didn't benefit. Could you imagine if a woman who's an almana and she wants her ksuba and she swears she never benefited from the ksuba and the state owes her 100%, the 200 mana, whatever it is, the 200 zuz, 2 mana. She's going to die, things are going to happen to her. Says Gemara, but my time yansha. But at the end of the day, why did she get punished? She swore to the truth. Says the Gemara, this is unbelievable. The tiny spot place, volume that the dinner takes up in a bread, she benefited from that. She didn't have to put in the flour. She gave the ani a giant bread, and in the bread, she saved a quarter, a penny, a pence, whatever you want to call it, one little coin's worth of flour, and that is a benefit. To the point that you're going to make a shvuah. Huh? How do you know it's Shnas Batzoros? Does it say that? I don't see that. Wow, yeah. B'shnei Batzoros. It is B'shnei Batzoros. And not only that, B'shnei Batzoros, so it's valuable, but check this out. She gave it away to tzedakah. Saying that even makes the story even more incredible. It was famine. There's no food, and she gives a loaf of bread. Don't take away from the story. You're saying that it was worth something. It wasn't worth anything. Unbelievable. Now, I just want to point out the beautiful Chaim Sofer. He says that the Nisim, it says the Nisim, they each brought the gems for the Chayshan. But it says that it came in the mun. Where did they get these gems from? The red, the blue, the yellow. It fell in the mun. So if it fell in the mun, they didn't give anything. It fell from Shemayim. They didn't give anything. This is based on this Gemara, we understand it, because it took away a slight amount of their mun. They were supposed to get a full oimer, and now they got an oimer minus the gem. So it's considered, some soifer. It's mun. You know what you do for a mun? It's multi-million-dollar per month. Says Gemara, umay mishinish babemis. So then why did you say that she swore for the truth when in fact she swore falsely? She lied. She said she didn't benefit at all. At the end of the day, we just explained that she did benefit, yes, very, very minor amount, but she benefited. Says the Gemara, kimi shenishba be'emes. It's as if she swore and she was nishba for the truth because she meant it. As Taisvis, if she meant it, why did she get punished? She had no idea that it was false. Why are we going after her? And he brings a beautiful, famous Gemara. Two Talmidim of Rav. They had an argument. One said, let's say, Osir, one said Mutter. This Talmud says, I swear I heard Rav say this. The other one says, I swear I heard Rav say this. And then it turns out that Rav said like one of them. So the other Talmud comes to Rav and says, what? I was just Nishbal Sheker. He goes, no, you, whatever the Lashon over there is, you meant to say it, you had good intent. So she also had good intent. Says Taisus, he wants to be Mechalik, that when you are a shomer for somebody, you have to be very careful. Somebody gives you money, you have to know what's going to happen with that money. You have to make sure that you don't lose it. It's your achrayas, and when you put it in a place and then you forget about it, then it's a Maaser Shahaya. I said this in Shir. I was once, for some weird reason, I went on top of my closet, like on the top shelf where I can't reach, certainly my wife and other people can't reach. I took a chair, went up there, and I see a pile of money. And I realized that I put that pile of money there. It was like a matana, like wow. So I was thinking about it yesterday, and I went back to that shelf. I know that I don't put money there anymore because I'm not going to be crazy. So I go back to that shelf just to see, like I was thinking about the Maaser. And what do I find? A bottle of open wine. It's probably there for 3 months already. My wife put it there because she didn't want, because we have help, whatever, that it shouldn't be yain nesach. She put, it was sour, shiva sour. It's sitting there for 3 months, but okay, it's fun. So check out those places, under the sink, under the tiles. You never know what you can find there. Huh? We spoke about this many times. One of my employees, he bought a house and was renovating and found enough money to pay for his house or something in one of the walls. The mice is like that. Okay, says the Gemara. If it's so worried that a person's going to swear falsely and their kids are going to die, so a woman who's divorced and comes to collect her ksuba, she should also not swear. It says that a grusha does swear. Says the Gemara, says the Gemara, one of the most incredible things. When an almana, she takes care of the assignment, they might not be her kids, they're her late husband's kids. She takes care of them. Asya lo'irue hetera. She's going to be moira heter. What does that mean? Rabbi Isai, I believe this might be the reason why we are oiva averis most of the time. We all know that it's also to steal. None of us, there's nobody in this room that's going to go into his friend's house and take a piece of silver out of his house and put it in his pocket and run away. But Lamaisa, we steal. And the Mesilas Yesharim says, Mamish, this Gemara. He says when it comes to, it says, Rav Yisrael and Nefshan on stealing. Because of this Gemara, because we're Moira Heter. I'll give you a few Mishalim. Here, you know what? First of all, let me show you this. Moira Heter la'atzmai. And this is a problem in everything. Why do people talk during Kaddish? The Moira Heter. Hashem would want me to speak now to this guy, to be nice to him, whatever it is. You rationalize it. You justify it. So this is what Yoshi did. I asked him to do mamish this. It was beautiful. Here. It says in the thing at work, it says, attention, only one ice cream is allowed per employee per day, no exceptions. L'kovit Shabbos Kodesh. A lot of people in Moira had L'kovit Shabbos Kodesh. It's Oinik Shabbos. It's Mutter. And also Shalom Bayis. My wife will be thrilled. So it's Shalom Bayis. Shalom Bayis is allowed to do a lot of stuff for Shalom Bayis. Lamaisa, the boss is a millionaire. A few ice creams won't make a dent. Think about it. How many times people think that? Well, the guy's wealthy. You think he cares if I take a little this? A couple steaks. Anyway, he should have given me a raise last year. This is the biggest one. Rabbi, see at work. Why are you schmoozing on your phone? Why are you schmoozing on your cell phone? You know your boss doesn't like it. Why are you taking a little bit of this? Why are you doing that? Lamaisi should give me a raise. I asked for a raise, or I didn't ask for a raise. I was thinking about asking for a raise. That's even better. And he didn't give it to me. So I work really hard. I deserve it. Anyway. Oh, and of course, I'm going to do tzedakah with it. I'm giving 10% to the aniyim. I know a guy that stole $1 million. I know the guy stole $1 million and he built a mikveh. Maaser Shah, he built a mikveh with the money. He's doing tzedakah. He's doing chesed with the money. Mamish. What is it called? Robin Hood. No, stealing from the rich, giving to the poor. Anyway, bong, dong on his head, Shalom Yisrael. Kol echad, how come yeshiva we take from playing this cake and from playing this? Whatever, Moira had to. Givaldi. Anyway, Zok the Gemara. Oh, one thing that mamish drives me crazy, if you live in Ramat Beit Shemesh, you know what I'm talking about? When people take those wagons from the supermarkets and leave them in front of their house. It says on it, do not take it out. They're moira heter. It's gneiv. It's no different than going into somebody's house and taking money out of his house. What's the heter? I ask people, I said, why are you leaving it here? Oh, he doesn't mind. They mind. I asked them. Of course they care. They spend money and trucks and going around the neighborhood. What?
Cost them money to go.
Cost them money. It also cheapens the people that go shopping. They don't have wagons. It's mamish. Okay, but the moira, why do people do it? The same person would never steal, but he's moira heter. What's the bittul Torah?
Bring it back.
That's bittul Torah, so that you don't need to bring it back. Hashem would rather me steal it than right now. Okay. Omer Rav Yehuda, Omer Rav Yirmiyah. Omer Rav Yehuda, Omer Rav Yirmiyah, Barabo, Rabu Shmuel Amar Tarvayu, Lo Yishanu Elo bebezdin. This shvuah that we're talking about is in Bezdin. We must see Rashi. Chutz lebezdin mashbi moisa. We can say the next words if we want in the Gemara. There's two types of shvuos. One inside Bezdin, one outside of Bezdin. Says Rashi. This is midiraisa. V'noket sefer Torah biyadai. Says Rashi. You hold a sefer Torah. Oy tefillin. Similar to lahavdil elef alfei million abdallas in court in America at least. You hold a Bible and you make a shvuah, right? Oh, really? You go like this? They never held the Bible?
Yeah,
right.
They
don't have it.
of America, they hold the Bible.
You become president of America. Okay, fine. You say Hashem's name, says Rashi. You say Shem Hashem. Or the kinoi. Not the real name, not the full name. It's Teufels in the Mila. Okay. It's a tremendous age. Holding a Sefer Torah, saying Hashem's name, it's terrible. But outside of Bezdin, Shvu the Rabbanon. Bikil Asar, you get a klala. You don't hold anything. Very interesting. Taisus says over here that he says that in the Shvuah D'Oraisa, they would shut off the lights, turn off the lights. It's scary. It's dark in the room, and you're holding Sefer Torah. Yeah, that's what they had those days. Lights, candles. Fine. Where am I? Oh. No, because Taisa argues, and he says also in the Rabbanon, the Shvuah outside of Bezin, you hold a Sefer Torah or something. So says Rav and Shmuel, they both say that according to this Rabbi Yehuda, what we don't make her swear is inside of a bezin. Outside of a bezin, she could swear and she could take her ksuba. What do you mean? Rav never allowed an almana to take ksuba. In other words, he didn't allow to swear even outside of bezin. Kashi says Gemara b'surah masnahachi, but in surah they said a little differently. So this is how they said in surah b'nardo masnahachi, and this is how they said in nardo. Amar Rav Yehuda Shmuel l'shon bezdin. Shmuel says bezdin. Avchus the bezdin mashbin oisa. And he makes the distinction between Bezdin and outside of Bezdin, the Rabban and the Raisa. Rav Amar, if you look at Bezdin, Nami Meshbin Noisa, Rav argues and says, we never let her swear. Exactly what we said before, Rav Tameh, the Rav Magik Sular Malta. This fits right into what we asked the question before, is actually a riot that Rav doesn't allow any sort of shvuah at all. As Gemara, let her make a neder. She'll make a very serious neder that she'll never eat any food, and therefore that will scare her, and she will say the truth. She'll be able to take her ksuba. Says the Gemara, b'shnei de Rav, kila nidrei. In those days, a neder is nothing. Yeah, it's like the Maaser. The guy comes home after the fast, and his wife tells him after Yom Kippur, she says, "You ate on Yom Kippur?" He goes, "No, I didn't eat on Yom Kippur." She says, "Yeah, so how come a piece of chicken is missing from the pot?" He goes, "Oh, so you're saying that I ate the chicken and I'm fleishiks? Okay, I'll prove it to you. Here, I'm going to drink this coffee right now with milk." So Raya, I'm not. Says, you ate him in Kippur, so of course you're not going to care about the milk in the coffee. Okay, the neder is not going to do anything. You're a person that doesn't care about this. You're not care about that. There's a woman that came to Rav Huna. Omar Lo, my evidlich. I have nothing. I can't help you out. You want a ksuba? I can't help you out. The Rav Magbi ksuba lar malta. You're an almana. You're a widow. I can't help you. Omar Le, midu taima. She's a tamida chachama. Midu taima lo din nikitna midi miksubasi. The whole problem is maybe I already used up some of my ksuba, and what I'm getting now is shaloi kedin. It's gzela. Gneva. Chaya Hashem tzvaka. She made a shvuah. Im nenesim miksubasi klum. I swear I never took anything. Omar Rav Huna. My the rabbi koifetzes. A woman who jumps ahead without being asked, and she volunteers to say a shvuah, a woman like that, we could give her a ksuba. That's why I made the Rav of Rav Huna, the Rav of the son of Rav Huna. Omar Lo, I can't help you. The Rav le magvi ksuba malta. We don't give a ksuba to almana. But Mari le magvi ksuba malta, and also Abba Mari does it. Omar Le, have the mizayna. You know what? Don't give me ksuba, but at least let me get mizaynas. How do you say mizaynas? Sustenance. No, support. It means sustenance, but at least let me give me support. Yeah? You know what? Because you just demanded it, you don't get it. Another halach of Shmuel, because it says in the Ksuba says Rashi, as long as you're almana in my house, you'll be supported from my estate. But once you decide to leave my house, once you're looking for you demand your ksuba, that means you already had, you don't want it. It's like, for instance, what about a woman who gets engaged? Once she shows that she's no longer with her late husband, her mind is somewhere else, the halacha is she doesn't get a ksuba anymore. Mizaynas, thank you, mizaynas. So Mela, she yotza kireach mikan mikan. There are more passings that. The once she gets engaged, no more mizaynas. So it's disrespectful to her late husband. You disrespect, weiter. You don't get mezainis anymore. So ksuba she doesn't get because she can't swear. Mezainis she doesn't get because of Shmuel. Now she's starving. So she said, Omer Le, this is what she says to Namoira. Your chair should be flipped over. In other words, either I saw the article says he should die. I don't know where the article got it from. I saw others say that something terrible should happen to you. You're going to do two halachas from two different manda amrim, and therefore I get nothing. So the Gemara says an amazing thing here. She cursed the Amoira. She cursed them. You have to take it very seriously. So in order to get out of it, you have to be mekayim a little bit of her curse. So they flipped over his chair. That's what she said. You should flip over your chair, meaning flip over your life. So they flipped it over. And they put it right back. So the Gemara, at that he wasn't saved completely from the curse. He got a little bit of the curse. He became weak. Rabbi Isai also, we know, we have to repeat it though. If we have exar din to, let's say, I don't know, have an accident on a bike, whatever it is, a terrible exar din. You could flip it. There's a way to flip it by learning Torah. Because a person has certain yisurim, certain tzar he has to go through in his life. The Rebbeinu Yoina Rishon says you could take those yisurim and say, I want to transfer it to Torah. In other words, I'll get up earlier. I'll have tsar. It's very hard to get out of bed. So all those tsar, getting out of bed, takes away the enamachla, takes away the terrible tsars that people have. Torah is the best of school. Zog the Gemara. Omelei Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Yirmiyah Bira, he said to Rabbi Yehuda, whose name is Yirmiyah Bira, Adra bebezdin, you could either, so I saw the Rashba here. The Rashba says, either it means one or the other, or it means both. He says, I like the pshat that it's one or the other, even though it doesn't seem like it from the Gemara. It says, Adra bebezdin, make a neder inside a bezin, va'ashba chutz bezin, and make her swear outside a bezin. One or the other, he says. It's better pshat. V'leisei kala, and then I want that everybody should know about this v'lipol budni, and then it should fall into my ears. I want to take out of the heart of the Talmidim of Rav, who's Rav Huna says Rashi. I want people to know that Allah is like Shmuel. Gufa, Omer Zerem Shmuel, Leishanu El Almana, Avagrusha Mashbinoisa. You could make a divorcee make a shvua to get her ksuba that she didn't. Why? Says Rashi, there's no Moira Heter. The whole Moira Heter is that Almana takes care of the children. She takes care of the children. She says, listen, I'm working so hard for these kids. Isn't that worth $10 that I once took? It's only $10. I'm gonna tell them I didn't get anything. I deserve the $10. But a divorcee doesn't have that Moira Heter. Maybe she'll swear the truth. Ugrusha da adra loy. Why doesn't she just make a neder? The grusha. They sent from Eretz Yisrael to Bavel. I received the get from Acha bar Hedya. The mystery Ayamari. It's interesting. I didn't see anybody bringing this down. But yesterday I was saying that the Rishonim are done. You have to say v'chul shum sheyeshba. Do you write in the get and any other name, or you write the physical second name that she has? Over in the Gemara it says that they wrote the physical name. His name is Bar Hedya, but he's also known as Ayamari. Okay? Unidoras, and I made a neder. Huh? What is this? It's not in the get. Yeah. But it's whatever it is. It doesn't say v'chum shul. Okay, fine. No raya, you're saying. Unidoras v'asers perish aboil ma'lo. I didn't get anything from the ksuba ela glufkara. What's glufkara? Look at Rashi, the last line. Coat. Glufkara is a coat. Literally, coat. I got one coat. V'sefer tilim echad. And one sefer tilim. V'sefer yiyim mishal is blue. Rabbi say, where in the world today, does anybody know where there is a sefer tilim written on a cloth? At the Kaisel. Where else? Chaim Kanevsky Shul in Letterman, he insisted that all the ksum should be there, even though nobody ever uses it. It's in a closet there. Till. This was a chashuv woman. What did she want? She wanted to learn Musar. Ioiv, Mishlei, Mishal's Bloom is Mishlei. That's all she had. Turning to Daf Yomi Beis, sponsored by the Freeman family, Nishmas, Nechama, Leah, and Chana Etel Bas, Pinchas Eliezer. V'shavnu b'chamisha mana. And we said that all that stuff is worth 5 mana. Rabbi says 5 mana more than a ksuba or less than a ksuba? A ksuba is 2 mana. And this is 5 mana. Unless you say that it means the different type of mana that's worth much less than the mana of the ksuba, which is real silver. She deserves more. So if she deserves more, it just means that there's a tesefes ksuba over there. Okay. So what do you see? You see that even though she's a Grusha, she's divorced, she's coming to get her ksuba, she makes a neder. She made a neder, she's not going to eat any of the fruit of the world. She's in fact a almana, who her husband didn't have any children. So that's why she makes a neder. Almana doesn't make a shvua, she makes a neder. So, but if she is an almana, we said that what's the whole problem? Why do you make a shvua? Why don't you make a shvua? Because of Moira Heter. What's the Moira Heter? The Gemara says that maybe she took care of the children and she justifies the fact that she deserves a little money from the estate. He has no children. So where's the justification? It says Taisves, there's still a Moira Heter because maybe she took care of the Yavam. Let's say she made a Suda during the Shiva. I don't know what. She was taking care of the brother-in-law. She says, you owe me some money from the Ksuba, give it to me. Great. Rabbi said that she shouldn't make a shvua, she make a neder. This doesn't work. This only works if she's not married. Aval Nisas, if she went ahead and she got married, ein madir noisa. So the famous pasuk when we learn the Darim, Hafer Yafer Oisam Isha. Isha is the husband. The husband has the right to be mefer his wife's neder. Hafara means, let me see, we have the picture here. Hafara is this, basically you demolish a neder. If a woman makes a neder, she's not going to eat fruit, the husband has the right within 24 hours to come and break it, no questions asked. He doesn't have to know why she did it and how she did it. He has 24 hours beyond this. Okay. Says the Gemara. So if she's married, what good is it that she's going to make a neder and that's going to prove that she's saying the truth? She'll go home, tell her husband, be mefer for me. So it's a big lie. She'll be goy with the ksuba, she'll take the ksuba, and then she'll break her neder through her husband. Says the Gemara, this is my time, even if she's not married, anytime she makes a neder, all she needs to do is find a good shidduch, and the husband will come along, the new husband, and will break her neder. Once he hears, oh, I didn't know you have a neder, you can't eat fruit for the rest of your life? Okay, gone. The first 24 hours of his marriage, you should be able to break it. Says Gemara, because we paskin in a Baal, Mefer B'Koidmin, because he cannot, the new husband, only an existing husband that she made the neder while she was married to somebody could be Mefer, not a new husband that wasn't there when she made the neder. Says Gemara, maybe she go in front of the Chacham over here and say, this is a man, says, if I would have known this and this, I wouldn't have made this neder. You could always be mater and neder. So again, she wants to get her ksuba. What does she do to get her ksuba? She swears or makes a neder, not swears. She makes a neder that she'll never eat food for the rest of her life if she's saying a lie. So of course, she's not saying a lie. Well, she could just go, she'll take the $1 million ksuba, run down the street to the bezin and say, hey bezin, I made a shvua, a neder that I'm never going to eat food. The Rabb's going to say, what? You're going to die? If you knew you're going to die, you'd made the neder? No, I wouldn't have made the neder. Okay, neder gone. It's finished. Says Gemara, that's not a problem. Because you have to say the entire story. You have to say, look, I wanted to get a ksuba. And in order to get a ksuba, they made me make a neder. And I made a neder that I'm not going to eat food. Oh, no, I'm not going to be made for the neder. And what if she lies and she doesn't say the whole story? Then it's not a good afara. So she's back to square one. She can break the neder or go to Bezdin and lie to them and also break it. It's the same thing as breaking a neder. Even if she gets married. Says Gemara, Nisas vayda Baal, but what do you gain if she's married? Her husband is gonna annul the neder. The madir la barabim. If you do the neder in front of 10 people, then nobody can break it. Why? Because you need everybody to agree to it. That this and this, if they would have known, so it doesn't work when you have more than 10 people. Meisvei Nisas goy b'ksubasim nodra. We ask the Gemara Kasha, if she gets married, she gets to collect the ksuba if she makes a neder, it says. So you see, you do make a neder after you get married. My love, nodra hashta. You see that she made a neder after she got married, and not like Ravuna. Says Gemara loy, the nodra mi kara. She made a neder beforehand. Let me see, what's this? Oh, that it says in the pasuk in Beis Isha Nadara. It has to be when it's Beis Isha, when she's married. Says Gemara, Vataya, says, even if she got married, noideres, she makes a neder after her marriage. Vigoy viksubasa. Says Gemara Tanoi. It's actually machlokes tanoim. So you can't ask a kasha on Ravuna. Ravuna will say like the other Tana. There's a Manda Omar that says that a neder that was done in public in front of 10 people, there's a hafara. And therefore, if you could break the neder, Rabbi Isai, if you could break the neder, it's not a good neder, not good enough to collect $1 million because she'll lie. She'll say she's making neder and she'll get a hafara. And some say once it's done berabim, there's no hafara. Rabbi Isai have a wonderful.